Shouting at Cloud says Alex Stein and Brittany Venti had a real fight on live stream last night. Simpcast.
Last night Simpcast?
They did a special. Chrissy did a special thing. You know what? I would believe it. I could see someone with Alex's sense of humor getting into
clashing with Brittany.
Yeah, clashing with Brittany Venti for sure. Because Brittany's way more serious.
Takes herself more seriously, maybe, is the way to put it.
Takes herself far more seriously than Alex does. Where is old Alex? Let's find our buddy Alex on here. Oh, there he is.
You're right. I did see that this happened. I didn't see the fight.
Oh, really?
Though. I did not see the fight.
Okay, well, let's take a look.
Watch and live. Also, hi, ladies. Chrissy, you funny AF. Thank you, Delaire.
I tried honing it on stream. I never was taught. Like, you guys have to keep in mind, I was orphaned at 16. I've had to either watch other people do things just as I go, or like YouTube them, and this is what
How long
said
is
to do on YouTube.
Alex
it said
is
to
on
hold
for
it
a
at a
long
45-degree
time.
angle
The
and
whole
then
time,
go
I think.
down with it
No,
on both
quite.
sides. And usually it does a decent job with
So this is
honing
like 45 minutes worth of shit. Does anyone have, whoever wrote that in the chat, could you go ahead and throw us like at what point in the discussion they had their fight?
Yeah, when do they start fighting?
Alex got really mad about Brittany and Pod Awful. Yeah, I guess Jesse from Pod Awful, when he doesn't get attention from Mersh, he goes and tries to get attention from Alex Stein. I would tell Alex, like, fuck that guy. Don't even think about him. Like, he's a nobody. When your whole gimmick is like parasitically using other people's shit so you can feel somewhat relevant, believe me, Alex, that guy lives in misery all day long.
They sure do.
You don't need to worry about that guy. He needs you. You don't need him. Don't even think about him. Trust me. Besides, that drives them more nuts than anything else. They said that it happened near the end of his appearance. Okay.
Thing is, I'm not all stoic like you, or I'm just. Oh,
okay. So we're getting to it.
He sounds serious, yeah.
Okay.
as adults. Most people say they enjoyed the show, but keep in mind, most people are liars. It sounds like she kind of has random people on. That's basically what I get from the second 2/3 of that.
I don't know who they're talking about.
I gotta go. Jesse's gonna just clip this up and make content about it. I'm annoyed. Brittany, you annoyed me.
You shouldn't have emotionally reacted and assume I am in bad faith.
Okay, I need to go back.
A women's swimsuit while being a guy in front of kids.
Well, I'm going to continue to wear women's bathing suits. I'm going to continue to do whatever I want.
All right.
So it's about his last thing.
This is about his last bit, his last thing that he did.
He went to what the hell do you call it, city council meeting wearing a swimsuit.
He did that a long time ago.
Right, but that's what she's talking about, wearing a swimsuit and stuff.
Okay, and then I saw him he wore a women's swimsuit in the Blaze offices too recently for one.
Yeah.
So that could be it.
Making fun of like a Leah Thomas or something.
Brittany Venti is one of those people who would not see the humor in that. I would see it as this is too serious a topic to be joking about. Like Alex Stein's whole thing though is he fights his battles with humor.
And poor Chrissy here, she likes both of these people.
Right. You can't expect Chrissy to like take a stand on this because they're both her friends.
She streams with Brittany all the time and she loves Alex.
Yeah, it would be kind of dishonest if she like took one person's side and not the other.
A wrestling match and a kid watching that ringside, is that being a sexual predator? I want you to answer that question.
Oh shit!
I like how I try to go into this to squash.
Just answer the question.
Oh fuck!
Why are you so defensive?
Because we're allowed to watch wrestlers wear literal, basically, like literal Disney version of that. So I'm trying to bring awareness to this. I'm getting clicks.
Hold on.
So I was saying I personally
first a woman's swimsuit. I like this.
Holy shit! You know what, guys? We're gonna find the start of this and we're gonna take a look because it looks like they went at each other for a while.
So much show if it's not like career-wise beneficial for you two, if it's like a size thing. But I'm wondering about specifically that incident, like why 5 minutes before if you already agreed to go on it. That's what I was asking.
It wasn't 5 minutes before. It wasn't 5 minutes before, and because honestly,
God, it goes even further back than this. These two are.
You probably just could have started from the beginning.
You say, "Oh, this person sucks." Yeah.
Okay.
Then I'm being weird. Why can't I just ask about it? Because like
it's before that even.
Alex, I just heard this. Wine and cream.
Face.
It tastes really good.
Do me a favor. I know Brittany Venti's attractive, and so people let her get away with shit because she's attractive. And I don't dislike Brittany Venti. Stop with the fucking eating right into a mic on stream, especially like mushy shit.
We did eat a donut today, I will disclose.
Mute, eat your donut or make it part of the show.
I don't know.
Now, one of the funniest excuses was like, yeah, someone's dog got sick.
That where you're slurping soup and shit.
If we ever eat anything on the show, it's usually because of something I said the day before, and the dog needed
surgery.
I say that all the time. Something with my pet, but that a lot of times it's true. But yeah, I use pet excuses all the time for stuff. My number one go-to excuse probably the pet dog. Is what I call it.
If you're gonna be flaky, I'd just rather get the real, honest, flaky reason than you suddenly making up an illness a half hour before the show starts. It's like, no, you would have had to leave your hotel like way earlier.
Wait, I have a question in regard to that.
Here we go.
I was on with my friend James yesterday, and Jesse from Pod Awful came on, and I was asking him, like, why does he not like you?
Who?
And he had met Jesse from Pod Awful, and he said it was because it started.
I don't know who that is.
When he invited you on, and then you canceled 5 minutes before because you said you were worried about him trolling you.
Right. Like, okay.
It's because Alex would have been a huge get for him.
Well, this is kind of what I understand happened. Jesse wanted Alex on his show, and he was going to fuck with Alex. And Alex sensed that he was going to get fucked with. And like Jesse's whole thing is he fucks with people. He's kind of like he's one of these guys who's going to vie for Red Bar's throne when he leaves. Mm-hmm. And, or when he dies or whatever happens. But Alex sensed that he was going to get fucked with. And he said, no, I'm not coming in here to be made a fool of. So people like Jesse who do that kind of a show do not like it when the trap gets springed before they're ready. So Alex sensed that he was going to get fucked with, and he goes, no, Jesse, I'm not going to play your game. I'm not going to be a fool. I'm not going to tap dance for you. And that set Jesse off, and he got upset because Alex... I mean, I don't know if people like Jesse, and they're a dime a dozen on the internet. I don't know if they just think that they're a lot smarter than they actually are, and that they're going to get these people.
Of course they do.
That they get mad when Alex Stein, I almost said Alex Jones, they get mad when Alex Stein goes, I'm not in the mood to get fucked with. I'm not going to go on your show. You're not going to fuck with me. That then Jesse gets mad, and he's like, well, I'm going to fuck with him every time I go on the air, and I'm going to do this. It's like, you're not doing this out of strength, Jesse. You're doing this because you're upset, because the guy got the better of you. Mm-hmm. You know, same thing he does with Mersh. Mersh doesn't start failing when Jesse wants him to fail. He just, you know, they get the Rumble deal. He gets the NBC Peacock thing. Their shows continue to grow. And now you have to be a phony and you have to pretend they're failing because they didn't do what you wanted them to do. There's a weird control thing there. And a notice me daddy aspect to it as well. So now Brittany Venti brings up Jesse PS, sore subject for Alex. So this is where we get our fight.
So I wanted to know, like, what was up with that? Like, how do we get it?
Are you a Pod Awful stan? Are you a Pod Awful stan, Britt?
None of this sounds familiar to me.
I think he's all right, but I was curious about it because he asked me to host to like have you guys like talk it out.
No, he wants to have Alex on so he can fuck with Alex and say fucked up shit to him and get his little ha-has and
and then have a hot girl on the screen so everyone makes sure to tune in.
It's really interesting. Guys that, and I respect what he wants to do. He wants to fuck with people. But don't be a guy who wants to fuck with people and then act like you're acting in good faith. Be a guy who wants to fuck with people. You don't see Red Bar going on other people's shows and going, I just want to see if I can squash this with him. Pew, 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 pew. Like, he doesn't do that. He goes, no, I'm just going to endlessly shit on this guy, you know?
I don't even remember this person. I feel horrible.
This is the problem with Jesse. And I actually...
What's your side of that?
I appreciate Jesse. I appreciate, because I don't want to go on Jesse's show because Jesse's like basically kind of a stalker in a little bit of a way. I mean, his content is just focused on other people. So like basically all he does is make content about me or Mersh. So it's like
that is it. I mean, that's all the guy does.
Him and Mersh. Yeah.
It's 5 hours of fucking Mersh or 5 hours of Alex Stein, and you watch the first 10 minutes of it. You're like, oh, this will be interesting, and then it's like watching a car be stuck in neutral and gassing it for 5 hours. You're like, they're going to put it in drive, right? Like, this is going to go somewhere. And then it never does. It's like, it's 5 hours of watching a guy be upset that someone else has achieved what you thought you were entitled to.
I've never watched an episode of his, but I've heard enough that I know I don't like watching shows that are just about being miserable.
Yeah.
He's a troll. He does some trolling. I agree.
But that's all he does.
That's
his whole content. He doesn't go out on the street. He doesn't interact. So he just literally, his whole entire universe, his whole ecosystem relies on reacting to other content. He's just copying Red Bar. He's just a Red Bar copier. Yeah. And so it's just accurate. He's exactly like Red Bar, Chrissy. Like how Red Bar is to you, this guy is to me.
And no one's any better at Red Bar than Red Bar. Like
this guy.
That is the one level of respect that Mike David deserves. He didn't start that format. People have been fucking with each other since the internet started. But
he does it the best.
He's the guy who does it the best. Yeah. He's the guy who fucks with people the best and gathers a following of it the best. And all these other guys, watching them imitate him. I don't like these people like Jesse who imitate Red Bar and are trying to do him and don't admit it. Like, that's kind of gross to me. Like, when people go, oh, you Kumia clone. I'm like, yes, Anthony had a massive influence on me. You can probably tell just by the way I talk, by the way I do my show. But like a guy like Jesse, these guys get, and there's a million of these shows on the internet. None of them will admit that they're just chasing that Mike David dragon. Mm-hmm. That's it. They won't do it. And I think that's why they don't get big audiences and they don't get credibility, is because people watch it and they go, if they're new to it, they go, are you going to address the fact that you're just being Red Bar? And they don't. And I think there's an inherent dishonesty in that.
This guy wishes he was Red Bar, not even close.
So how come you cannot like someone's content and still like
Andy, are you talking about I canceled 5 minutes before? Or Alex
no.
I've never heard of this.
I'm asking about Alex. I just heard this yesterday.
You want me and Jesse to become buds? I don't want to be friends with Jesse. I have no beef with Jesse. I appreciate him making content about me. I would appreciate anybody that spends that much time watching my content. He literally says he watches every single video. So he's unironically a fan. He's going to tell you that I suck, yet he watches every single second of every single video of every single.
Yeah, no matter how fast you run your mouth or no matter how fast you talk, you cannot escape that fact that if you're watching, you're a fan.
We've been there.
Yeah.
How many times? And everyone could say the worst things about us. You're a fan because you watch every move we make.
Probably a bigger fan than like maybe even like a Mr. Approachable who watches most of the shows, but probably couldn't tell you all the shit that these other people do.
Because they take time out of their day to make sure they've seen it.
I mean, they even come up with fan fiction. It's amazing.
Oh, God.
On every single platform that I even participate on. And so for the fact that he tries to act like he's so much cooler than me, then half of his content is all based upon me.
Yeah.
So it's just dumb for him to actually tell his audience he doesn't like me when he needs me. He needs merch. The same people he hates, he needs.
Maybe that's
say that again, Brett.
Alex is 1,000% right on this. Brittany Venti.
He's got his finger on the pulse there.
Brittany tried to get Alex going on this, and Alex is just kind of throwing facts back at her.
That's why he wants to talk it out. It seemed like he was open to it.
Of course he does. He wants the juice from it. He wants the juice from being on with Alex Stein, but he won't say that part. Oh, man.
No, you guys have beef.
Brittany, I refuse to believe Brittany Venti's this dumb.
Don't know.
She's doing a thing. She's not this dumb.
I don't think she's dumb either. But there is a lot of women that'll listen to somebody talking like, "Oh, I think they're being genuine."
Maybe that's it. Maybe it's more of a gender thing.
I've got a lot of trust for people out there, so I don't know.
Topics.
No. I'd like to talk this out because he's going to clip this. He's going to talk this, and Brittany's energy's been weird all night. I thought we were kind of friendly, Brittany. Like, you're coming on my show. You know, I thought we were friends. And you're trying to white.
Well, hold on.
Yeah, but you're just coming here trying to white knight for Jesse.
No, I'm asking about it.
You can ask it, but there's just the way you're asking about it. It just seems like you're kind of trying to.
You know what's funny is I'm watching this going, April's gotten this same energy from Alex before.
Yeah, but I didn't sit and scream back at him.
No, you didn't.
And try to deflect. I said, no, I know we said some things, and but we meant it this way. And
my husband's kind of an asshole, but I'm sure he'd love to talk to you.
When somebody comes at me like that, I guess I don't sit and scream back at them.
Yeah.
I kind of
like, let's figure this thing out.
I can see where you're coming from, but this is what happened.
You know what's funny is Chrissy is reacting to this the same way she reacted to Alex when he came in hot at you.
Yeah.
She's like, wait a minute, what? Hold on.
I understand, but I think Alex also, like you just said, like you thought that it seemed like Brittany was trying to get him going on something. Well, Alex has that made immediately.
Yeah.
Me,
so
which is
hold on,
fine.
if I'm being
fair,
then it's I'm being weird. Why can't I just ask about it? Because like where the topic is.
Okay, here, I'll ask you this.
I just want to know.
If you look at my content, Britt, if you look at my content, how many videos do I have about Jesse.
Great point.
I don't think you have much content about
Zero.
him, but I don't know.
I have 0. Now, if you looked at Jesse's content, look how many videos are about me.
Hours and hours and hours and days.
Again,
I saw
know
at
the
least
story.
1 or 2. Definitely at least more than 2.
There's about probably 10. So he needs me. I don't make videos about him.
Right.
So by me talking to him, he needs me, Britt.
That's just it. Like, we kind of run into that too. Like, somebody was asking me, like, oh, why don't you go on this show with this guy with like 8,000 less subs than you? And I'm like,
No thanks.
he needs me. I don't need him. I gain nothing.
We've said that before too.
Yeah.
Like, how many videos do we make about that person?
all these people,
None.
the last 2 months who realize that putting steel toe in the title gets you views. I'm in the Alex Stein seat.
Yeah.
They're in the Jesse PS seat,
You're
and they
driving.
don't like that Alex and I have learned that lesson. They don't like that we go, if you don't mention these guys' names, they get nothing out of it. They need you, your daddy. You make nothing about
Right.
them. They make everything about you. That's, I mean, that, you know, it's the that one movie where they go, the way to win the game is to not play. Alex has learned that. Brittany Venti doesn't understand why he feels that way.
I'm his big fish. So that's why I'm not going to go on his show. I don't make videos about Jesse. And as a matter of fact, I don't care if anybody watches it. I think he uses a lot of production quality and it's good. And I like him making videos about me. He might say, oh, Alex is a liar. No, I actually appreciate it. And as a matter of fact, like, I encourage him to make more videos about me. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart, because
Also,
I actually
Alex,
think
like, you're busy. Your time is really valuable. Like, you don't have to go on someone's show just
Right.
because they really want you to go
on anybody's show. I'll go on anybody's show, but he needs me to go on his show, Britt. That's why he's begging me. That's why he's trying to say I'll work it out. He would love to have, oh, this is the Alex Stein episode. For his fans, it would be his biggest episode. But for my fans that
He's
don't know
right.
him, it wouldn't mean jack squat. So it's not worth it for me to try to put him over in wrestling terms. You know, I'm not trying to give him a bump. He needs me. And so that's why I'm not going to go on his show. That's why he wants
I don't think Alex Stein could be any more on point on this one.
You've had people tell you that.
Yeah.
You've had people tell you, like, dude, don't waste. You were busy. We have a life. Like, stop going on shows that don't do anything for you.
Oh, I'll say it. Like, E-Rock has told me.
yeah,
he's like,
I didn't want to out him, but yeah, E-Rock.
E-Rock's like, dude, you understand how much bigger you are than all these people? Don't even talk to them. Like, they're useless to you. They're worthless. And I'm like, it's a good point. E-Rock's a pretty ruthless dude, actually. Like, people look at him as like the E-Rock from the Opie and Anthony show. The guy's sharp.
Yes, he is.
Really, really
He has
sharp
really
when it comes
great
to
business skills.
broadcasting and shit like that.
Yeah.
try to ingratiate himself with any show I go on. He tries to do, you know, anytime I go on a guest, he does the same thing with Mersh. It's a very weird pattern for an adult male to all you go and do and is watch other people's content and then comment on it. Because listen, there's so much cringe stuff that I do. I agree. There's cringe stuff that you do. But if you microanalyze every single person's content and you say, oh, this person sucks, yet you watch every single second of it,
This
you
is
are
so
such a
great.
hypocrite. That it's just sad that you even have a fan base that respects your opinion when you're just so.
And that's a thing too. You like if one of those fans ever writes to you, you're like, dude, I can rescue you from this dungeon if you'd like.
Right.
This,
It's like,
this is a
guys,
really shit existence.
Listen up, all of you. Like, he's preaching right here. Like, this is spot on.
This is spot on.
Yeah.
This is a successful guy talking about an unsuccessful person.
He does have a really great point too about how, like, a grown man, like, it's how
Gotta
it's like
stop.
really odd behavior for grown men to go obsess
like-
over another grown man.
People want me to comment on all that podcast drama, and I'm like, guys, I cannot tell you the last 2 months how good it has felt to just be done with the show, go to the gym, not read DMs from people. On my show, we're going to do this, and do you want to talk about on my show about the thing we're going to say about this show? And I'm like, no, I got a full dance card doing fun
you and
shit.
I do
like,
a whole bunch of stuff.
and Alex is right. It's like, let them do all the shit on you. They need you.
Mm-hmm.
And don't do any of the shit on them. Like, people want me to comment on, you know, Shuli and Kevin and Bob and all this. I'm like, guys, they are 60 years old. This is not to be commented on. This is sad.
Right.
These
and
are
Alex,
60-year-old men fighting on YouTube.
Alex isn't even saying that this Jesse guy shouldn't exist. He's basically saying, no, make videos on me. Spell my name right.
Right, exactly.
You know, you're talking about me. Thank you.
And he's saying, but he's also, there's a level of pity in his voice too. He's like,
Right.
you're a grown man.
What odd behavior from grown men.
Stand on your own feet, little boy.
hypocritical. So listen, I got no beef with Jesse PS. I honestly mean that. But I'm not going to go on his show. It doesn't benefit me, but it would benefit him. So that's why the answer to that question.
No, I think that makes sense if you don't want to go on someone's show if it's not like career-wise beneficial for you too, if it's like a size thing. But I'm wondering about specifically that incident, like why 5 minutes before if you already agreed to go on it. That's what I was asking about.
She just keeps poking. She got her answer and she's still poking.
Well, yeah, she's being nosy.
Yeah.
Oh, and it wasn't 5 minutes before. It wasn't 5 minutes before, and because honestly,
that's why I want your side of this. Like, I want to hear your side of it. I'm curious.
Because before I canceled, I didn't know Jesse P.S. I went on, I had him on my podcast. I had him on the Conspiracy Castle. I had no idea how deep and dark his web. I had no idea anything about him. And then I see all these videos making fun of Mersh, who I like Royce and Mersh. I like them. I'm friendly with them. So I see him going after them. And this is the thing. I used to hate watch this girl called Amberlynn Reed. We've talked about her on this show. And I would watch her shows. I'd be like, unironically, I like this. And so I used to watch him make fun of Mersh. I just saw it. I'm saying that in between time to when I had him on my show, like I immediately had him on my show. He's in my chat.
God, they fight for a long time.
I love Alex Stein. I like Alex Stein. He's going to say that's not true. He was saying that he liked me. I was his new favorite guy, yada, yada, yada.
All right, I'm going to skip ahead here.
Well, he was getting a point there, too.
Yeah.
Like, he was getting to the point of, like, well, I didn't know much about this guy, kind of like we've said before. And then you learn about this guy and what they're about, and I decided I didn't want to be in with that guy.
It seems like this is impressive to listen to because I'm like, holy shit, Alex Stein and I have kind of followed the same arc.
Yes.
Where I'm like, we learned the lessons early on, and now we know the game.
You're both the same age, yeah.
He's 2 months older than I. We followed the same arc. We learned the same lessons, and now we've beat the game. We figured out the game, and the people who still play the game are really upset about that for some reason.
Getting clicks on the internet, 100% for 100% when you get clicks on the internet. Because I'm mocking this stuff. So I get that you don't like it, but if you're going to try to like, say I'm a disgusting person or you hate it that much and now you know.
She's talking about the swimsuits and stuff.
I
feel like you're putting a lot of words in my mouth for someone who defended you yesterday.
And I think that picture that Alex
I don't know that you defended me.
In the back is like,
I don't think Alex gives a shit that you defended him to Jesse P.S. Like he said, he doesn't care.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah. Who clearly hates Alex is like, oh yes, like I can zoom in on
I
this.
use that picture. I still use that picture. I can care less. Okay. Listen, and first of all,
Alex couldn't care less. Thank you. Continue.
I put on that swimsuit for like 2 minutes at that leg to make a point, and I hope that kid did make a point. I hope they looked at me and they said, that is wrong. Look at that person. That is not how the status quo should be. That man should not be in a full bathing suit. But first of all, let me tell you this, and when I wear that outfit, everybody says it's so bad. If you go look at Andre the Giant, you look at a wrestling singlet, we're allowed to watch wrestlers wear literal, basically thongs, hanky-panky. So me in a one-piece bikini, I'm more covered than what you can see on Channel 5, NBC News. So for you to try to act like it's like the biggest deal, I'm trying to make a political point. I'm trying to push boundaries. I'm trying to take risks, and I get criticism from people that would never go outside and never take one of the risks that I take. So it's just funny how you're like, I guess judging me, but I don't judge you, Brittany, and I'm sure you're perfect, and I'm sure, everything you've ever done is great. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. But see, I'm not perfect, but I just think she's kind of rich.
So great for Chrissie.
You'd like to bring it up because
Chrissy's doing the right thing.
She is. She's absolutely just letting this go, and she likes them both, so whatever.
She's letting them settle it.
Yep, this is good.
No, because you're trying to talk about all of these Jesse P.S.
Why are you so defensive?
Because
that is a woman thing to do, son of a fuck.
I
wind him up, and then when he goes, ah! Why are you being so defensive?
I am still proud of myself to this day for on my first, was it my first episode of Simpcast that he yelled at me?
It was the first one.
I never for one time reacted this way. I didn't say, why are you so defensive? I knew why he was doing this. I handled it very well.
I miss Alex. I want to get him back on.
I think, God, you and Alex echo a lot of the same shit back and forth, which I like. He shows a little more emotion quicker than you do, I think, but I don't think that's always bad.
I'm a diesel engine.
Because there are times where I watch you and I'm like, I can't believe you're holding back on that right now.
He's a Ferrari. He goes 0 to 60 like this. I'm a diesel engine. Get me warmed up, but I'll yell.
Chug, 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 chug.
No, because this guy talks, all he does is make content about me, and you're just on his podcast, and now you're using all of these talking points, I guess, to try to troll me, and it's just not appreciated. It's just annoying.
I asked you about
So you said you don't like
before,
that. You willingly brought up
So 2 things.
Okay, but you care that I canceled on some random person's podcast? You care about that, Britt? You've never canceled on somebody's podcast before?
No, I definitely have. But my point was like that.
I mean, I remember the first time I tried to get you on your
before.
podcast, you were like, "Oh, you have to talk to my agent." You were a pain to try to talk to get on a podcast. So you're trying to call me out for trying to be difficult to get on a podcast.
I tried to
Spare
pay
me.
what?
Seriously.
What
No,
about
you were
pay?
No, I'm saying
pain.
you're trying. I'm saying it was a pain to book you. You're a pain to get on a podcast. So for you to try to act like you're some perfect person that you've never canceled on somebody throwing, shade at me about that, it's just.
Are you okay going late with this?
Yeah, I don't care.
All right, we'll go late with this. This is fun, man.
This isn't. I like listening to Alex on this, I guess.
Alex, yeah, I got to say I'm proud of Alex. He has figured out the game. The Alex I talked to when he and I buried the hatchet, and this Alex, this is Robo Alex 2000 compared to that guy.
Mm-hmm.
Unappreciative. I don't know what that's all about.
I mean, you could feel like it's shade. I'm sorry you feel that way, but to address really quick, to address your point about
guys, we got to change this podcast format that people have.
Yeah.
You got to leave the super chats alone
Just
until the
wait.
argument's done.
Like, go late if you have to, but read them later.
You know how I always say, like, we need more radio people in podcasting because they're just more professional? This is what I mean. There's got to be at least radio people. Like, E-Rock could make a killing as a podcast consultant because he could talk to Chrissie and go, Chrissie, copy and paste those super chats somewhere. Put them somewhere where you can remember them. This is a moment you let play
Don't
out.
interrupt this right here.
Yeah,
this is
right.
good.
Exactly. She's a comic, though. Like, she's not a broadcaster. She's learning as she goes.
I think she's been handling this pretty well.
Yeah, she did really well.
This is only criticism. Yeah, leave the super chats till the end.
Fuck them.
like really quick to address your point about like the wrestlers and wearing that. The difference is if you're going in person and like you're a guy and you're wearing a swimsuit and it's like inappropriate and you're showing like skin that's like deemed as weird, inappropriate for men, and you're in front of children. That's different than a child watching on TV.
He's not pulling his cock out.
So there's no kids live. There's no kids live at a wrestling match, Brett.
Aaron would like to disagree with that.
It's like in very close proximity.
So you're telling me. No, you're telling me a kid ringside at a wrestling event and watching a person in a Speedo, men are in Speedos in wrestling, dedicated to children, in more cloth than I'm wearing in the one piece. So you're saying that is sexual predation or whatever? That's a sexual predator? Is that what you're trying to insinuate?
I'm putting a pin in this. We have some super chats.
No, but I want to answer. I want her to answer.
Chrissie doesn't want their friends to fight anymore.
I get it.
Yeah, I get it too. This is more of a human moment than a broadcaster moment. I kind of find that endearing.
Right.
She doesn't want her friends to fight, but I don't think these two are going to be pals.
Be kind of like if at our buddy's wedding last year, if they had just kind of let you two keep getting in a fight and let you be choked out. They're like, nope, not gonna. No. Could be fun to watch, but let's pull this.
Put a pin in this. I just want to skip over the super chat and see if we can get to those two fighting again.
And there's a kid ringside 5 feet from the wrestler. Is that bad?
So the parents are bringing them to the wrestling match versus like at a beach or a lake in that photo you were in, and you're dressing and you're purposely
their parents brought them to and
you're purposely dressing in a way where it's supposed to be like provocative because that's the point, right? You're trying to do satire. So you're purposely dressing in a sexual way.
One piece is not provocative.
One piece.
First of all, a bathing suit's not sexual.
On a guy, it is, and that's why you wore it. Isn't that the point of the satire?
No, the point. If I wanted to wear a sexy bathing suit, I would have worn a bikini.
Yeah.
The point of the satire is that I'm wearing a bathing suit mocking Leah Thomas, who everybody has to see that picture. So everybody that saw a picture of Leah Thomas in a Speedo, is that like sexual predation or something? I mean, is that the worst? Is that what you're trying to say? That
Brittany started this with a shitty point, and now she's trying to spin out into other shitty points, and it looks bad. And it's not like Alex can't defend everything he's ever done.
I know.
That is
because he thinks about shit before he does.
Is that a sexual crime to you because that picture gets shared and seen by kids?
When a guy wears a woman's bathing suit, I do think that's kind of weird and sexual. I think that's the point of why you wore it. That is weird. To make fun of that.
Yeah, and I am weird. So I would never say that I'm not weird. But like, if you're trying to insinuate that,
you can't do that ironically, is my point. So I don't know why you have to.
Is it bothering anyone else? Can Brittany Venti, with all the money she's made, she's got a manager and all this shit, can we get a decent camera and a decent connection?
This happened on the last Simcast. I think they're
losing my shit.
She's having some kind of problems with something. I don't remember what she said. But she did say like she's been having problems.
Unplug the router.
I'm sure she's done that.
Wait 10 seconds. And plug it back in.
With me not liking that bit. Why can't I
wear a women's bathing suit?
Chrissie's back. Oh, look at that deep breath. Oh, poor Chrissie. Chrissie's like, oh, I'm back. Oh, and my friends are still fighting with one another.
Alex, do you want me to be dishonest with you and be like, yeah, that was like the best thing to do in the world? Like, no, I'm gonna be honest.
You
if I like someone.
You can be honest, but like you're talking about that, and then you're bringing up this other stuff. It's just annoying. I don't know what this is all about.
Okay.
I just thought we were friendly, and obviously we're not. I mean, it's just very obvious.
See now this is where, as a host, Chrissy can jump in. She actually had a good sense of that. She's like, you guys are kind of going in circles now.
I felt that too. Like you're spinning.
One more question of the other person about this issue with an answer, and then we're going to move on.
No, I mean, I don't even care. It's just obviously Britt has
but I care, and I'm trying to move on. It's not like we finished a topic and moved on to a new topic. I literally am not even done talking about the reason why we're streaming. So I just think
she's okay. She's really pissed.
Well, if you look at this, and like I said, I don't have a problem with any of these three, but the whole reason she's doing this stream was because something big happened, and it was
some
kind
Asa
of like
Akira woman who's big in that world,
right? That we don't know about, but it was a big deal to Chrissy, and she's like, "Let me bring my good friends Alex and Brittany on this big stream that I'm going to do, kind of impromptu, like a big thing happened, and she, was special."
And Brittany kind of picked the fight.
Yeah, she did bring it up.
Brittany picked the fight. She used Chrissy's stream. To me, it shows a disrespect to Chrissy's stream. When I'm a guest on a show, I let them take it where they want to take it. Mm-hmm. And then my job is to keep the ball in the air and provide either levity or insight or whatever. I've seen Brittany do this on other streams. She treats other people's streams like it's her own.
You're supposed to contribute, not commandeer.
Yeah. Precisely.
I think it's like not really fair to completely derail.
You can switch it, Chrissy. It's your show. But I'll just end it on saying that yesterday when I was on the podcast, MK Ultra Monies, and Jesse came on, like I said I like the things he did. I like some of your trolling, but it's my opinion that I don't think the bathing suit thing in front of kids' face is a good choice, because it's like you can't ironically wear sexually provocative things as a guy wearing a woman's bathing suit.
It's not sexually.
And what's wrong with me not liking that? Everyone does things I don't like.
You're allowed to not like it, but you're like bringing up all this small stuff with this guy, this internet troll that all he does is make content about me. It's just annoying, Britt, and then just gives him all this content. It's just annoying.
That's true. Like Alex has a strategy, and his strategy is don't talk about this guy, and it works. And now Brittany's forcing him to talk about this guy, so now this guy's got new fuel that he can put through his show, so on and so forth.
That's why. So you're just annoying me. And I thought we were friends, and obviously we're not, because you're coming here and you're just asking me all these questions. It's just so obvious. It's just like you're just trying. I get you're trying to stir the pot.
I'm really offended and emotional right now when I was just asking
I am emotional because it is annoying. Because it's something I'm emotional about.
Lila Hart, I like your pink tie, Alex.
Lila is one of my favorites.
Lila's really just trying to get everybody to talk about something else.
Oh, yeah, I know, because it's something when somebody creates, all they do is create content about you. Britt, do you have that? Or is there somebody that is all they do is they watch your stuff and then react to it?
I'm sure everybody has like different degrees of like people who react to them, and then there's people who will stalk.
No, Brittany, you would know about this.
Really,
you would know.
You would know.
Is that fun when people stalk you?
This is why I was asking your side of
what
that.
you should be doing is eating in the middle of
she can't say no. Like if somebody were to go to Aaron and I like, hey, isn't that kind of shitty that people stalk you too in your lives? We'd both say, yeah, I feel bad for those people.
Brittany, and maybe when we're in the middle of like a podcast where we're actively back and forth with someone, we don't need to take a big bite.
It is weird. Like we always make sure we eat before we go on shows, right?
Except today.
Oh, big deal. I said something on yesterday's morning show about let's have donuts tomorrow.
We did it as a bit.
Yeah.
It's fine if it's a bit, Brittany.
So I can get the full picture, because Chrissy brought up the 5 minutes
before.
It's
just annoying.
I don't think it's
annoying because you're like befriended my stalker, and you're now bringing up all the drama that the stalker tries.
It's a bullshit movie.
And I don't think it's fair to frame Alex as someone like equated to someone who does a drag queen story hour, or a dude who dresses purposely to be in front of kids. Where this was
the intention's not the same.
I think Brittany lost the Jesse point, and she tried to spin into something else, and she didn't have it prepared, and it was weak.
But imagine trying to stand for a Jesse.
Yeah.
Also, like, I don't know. I don't care enough.
As if a Jesse PS isn't going to hit you at some point. This is why
I always figure. They're not your friends.
And that's why I don't hate or like Jesse PS.
I don't either.
He is what he is. He's a viper. He's going to bite you.
That's what we've always said about Red Bar, too.
Don't be friends with him.
Right.
He's going to bite you. You don't have to antagonize him. You don't have to grab him by the tail and shake him, but just
the good chance that there's somebody that you get on and try to back, like, they're going to not back you someday.
Right. We've seen that
many times.
The intention's not the same at all. And that was my point. And that's what I said to Jesse too. I said that I didn't like that thing in particular, but you've done other good things. So I think that you're being kind of unfair in like really bad assumptions. When I was just asking you about like, hey, this guy said stuff in relation to the 5-minute thing. So like, what's up with that? Can you guys hash it out?
That's not what Chrissie brought you on for.
This was a special stream.
God, you know what? I'm really anti-Brittany on this one. She brought you on her show. If you want to ask Alex Stein about what happened with Jesse P.S., have him on the Brittany Venti show.
Yeah.
Book him and ask him. Don't ambush. That's what this was. Don't ambush the fucking guy on your friend's show, showing complete disrespect for the host and asking this guy about something that he's not here to talk about. I mean, total horseshit.
And you're like, oh, you hate me now. Why are you friends with this person who's insane? It's like,
that's not what he's saying. That's
out.
not what he's saying.
Like one thing that you did, and I feel like you can't wear a women's swimsuit while being a guy in front of kids.
Well, I'm going to continue to wear women's bathing suits. I'm going to continue to do
Defiant Alex Stein, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, I mean,
I will continue from this day until my final day, Miss Venti, to wear my bathing suit.
His defense, the whole rest of the world seems to be totally fine with other men wearing women's bathing suits.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Whatever I want, unapologetically, with it, with
in
your
front
approval
of kids?
or not. In front of anybody, yeah. I mean, in front of anybody, I'm going to do whatever I want. That's what I'm going to tell you. I'm never going to commit a crime or do anything sexual in front of a kid, but am I going to wear a bathing suit potentially in front of a place where...
in front of children?
Yes. I wear a women's bathing suit.
Okay, Chrissie, you can jump in because they're literally just Brittany's doing that girlfriend thing where you ask the same question 4 times in a row because you didn't like the answer.
This is almost to a point where, like, when Chrissie asked me to go on her show, I'm super humbled, I'm thankful, and I'm excited to see what she brings for me to discuss with her and her friends that she has on. Yeah. But, like, at this point in this show right here, I'm almost like, guys, this isn't what this stream was about. Right. I'm going to have to let you two go, and I'm going to cover this thing I want to cover.
Yeah.
You know?
For the rest of my life, I'm trans. I'm primetime 99 Alexandria
I didn't
Stein.
plan for it to go like this. Like,
yes,
when
you
did. I don't think you should wear female
trans.
swimsuits in front of children. That's really weird.
Well, I'm a transgender.
Shut the fuck up. You already said that.
The fact that you keep bringing that, I've seen other people do this before. When you keep bringing up that point, that is what you wanted to drive home because it did bother you.
We're going to skip forward because then they got back on the topic for about 3.5 minutes. And then this happened.
So you don't watch my content. Do you not get that I'm emotional? That's my whole bit. That's my whole thing is I'm not all stoic like you where I'm just trying to look like a robot. I'm frozen. No, I say
I will reiterate, I've never had personal issues with these three. But wow. Woo!
I've got a side of me that can't help but take sides.
That's what I'm doing too. Happens. Right now, like, I do feel like the show has been commandeered by Brittany and this, like, I'm on the Chrissie and Alex side.
And here's what happened. It got commandeered by Brittany intentionally, no matter what she says.
It does seem that way.
And she thought she would put Alex on his heels.
You're right.
And Alex dug in and pushed back. And then she played victim after he pushed back. She got him riled up. She you know what?
People do get mad when people defend themselves.
She shook a pit bull by the face, and then when it bit her, she went, "Oh, what a violent dog!"
It's okay to not like people and not do everyone's show.
I know. What I'm saying, I show my emotion, Britt. So you say I'm emotional? No shit. I'm emotional about the smallest thing. I'm emotional about my cat. I'm emotional about a
You can be that way.
Chat. We had 5,000 or 6,000 subs when Alex got mad at me for saying I thought the town hall thing was played out.
Dude,
Alex is a sensitive guy, but he's passionate.
I got screamed at on Simcast by him because of things we've said.
So yeah, I'm emotional about everything.
He and Bubba had a cry session about me when I was being a dick.
That's true.
And you can be that way, but don't expect.
Am I emotional?
If you do that, that's going to be the result. If somebody is trolling you, like you're saying Jesse is, or like somebody is going to like clip things, then why would you give them the reaction that's going to like make them mad? I was trying to do the opposite thing, but then you went off. So now you just like kind of made your problem worse.
It's not a problem. I actually like when they make content about me. I'm not saying that ironically.
Poor Chrissie. This whole show has gone off the rails.
No offense. Brittany ruined this entire thing.
Yeah,
at least this
and like I said, I don't have like a personal issue with her at all. But if we're looking at this objectively, she wrecked this for Chrissie.
She did.
look like clearly.
No,
you
I'm
don't want
complaining
that.
because no. I'm not complaining about that. I'm just complaining that you're on his side of it because I thought we were friends. Obviously, we're not. It's just annoying.
I'm
how
not
you've
on
been
his side of
all
anything.
night.
My
I'm
own
just
opinion
upset.
was that
I thought we.
I
just thought we were friendly, and I thought I don't know. I just thought we would have talked about this in a different way, and I just thought we were a little closer than that. And now I realize that we're not, and that's fine. And maybe I'm upset about that. It's not even about Jesse. It's just I just thought we were a little tighter than this. That you trying to like call me out on the stream, and I don't care. I hope they clip it. I mean, I'm a pimp on a blimp. I want people to watch my stuff. You think I give a damn? I want the clicks. I want the views. But at the same time, I just thought we were, friendlier than this, and we're not. And that's cool.
I thought so
and that's
too.
how it is.
I thought so too. And then you just started.
We're not. You're on Team Jesse.
This is getting real.
We're not teammates.
I just don't.
We're not teammates. We're not teammates.
That I will say before we move on here, like that's a hard lesson to learn. We've had to learn that lesson where we've been like, okay, God, we're tight with these people. This is really cool. I like this alliance. It feels like we're working for the same thing here. And then to either have somebody not back us as a friend or as fellow broadcasters when our name is being shit on in front of them, or they'll throw us under the bus even, like. That's been a hard lesson to learn.
Or when you get a little too close in subs in a very short amount of time and you feel like somebody's jets need to be cooled, am I right?
It has been a hard growing pain to learn that like people don't always have your back the way you would for them.
I understand why this had to be brought up. Like, because I don't even, it would be one thing if I knew who these people were, then I could at least participate in it, but I have no clue who these people are, so I feel like completely left out of this.
And it's her show.
You brought up the 5 minutes before. Why would someone do that?
But that's a stretch. That's a stretch.
You brought it up. You brought all this up. You brought all this up. You're just annoying, Britt. You just annoyed me. So I don't want to. And
well, it came up yesterday, and I wanted to know what.
Not on fucking Chrissie's show. It didn't come up on Chrissie Mayr podcast that you're on right now.
Now, at what point, if you're Alex, do you say this is not what I got on the stream for? This is.
He's about to.
Incredibly stupid, and I'm going to respectfully walk.
Brittany Venti walked Alex Stein off of Chrissie's show yesterday.
That is awful.
It was about.
Yeah, because all he does is talk about me. All he does is talk about me. I didn't bring him up. You brought him up. So yeah, you went on a podcast. You've been on my show. That it's just, and the fact that like you're an e-thought, the way he talks about you is so terrible. That's what they say about you. I've never said that. I'm just saying they say this terrible stuff about you. You go on this podcast. I don't think you realize that I would never ever say anything bad about you, and I'm never going to say anything bad about you. I don't think you realized that
yesterday I defended.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You bring it up today just annoyed me, and I'm annoyed by you. So it is what it is. I'm just saying we're not tight, and that's fine.
I can't ask.
No, I didn't like the way you asked me. It was annoying. You annoyed me.
I have to walk on eggshells because I'm trying to.
Fuck off! You know that shit too. Either I give you 100 or I give you 0. No, how about you come at it with a little bit of fucking respect?
I would really like to remind everybody right now that when she was being banned on Twitter and censored on all this shit and people were being shitty to her, he had her in his new studio, The Blimp, and had him on his Big Blaze show.
Would he do it again today?
No. Because that bridge has been burnt now.
Yeah.
No, say, like, hey, you guys should handle this out.
You know what? Because I don't want to hash it out, and then you kept bringing more stuff up, so it's just like it wasn't just that.
I think
then
you turned into something way bigger.
No, he didn't.
No, I reacted.
You're attacking me
because you're doing it on purpose.
Brittany was not picking up on Alex's signals that he doesn't like these people and would rather not.
No, what I said, what I was trying to say is like, hey, it seems like he had this problem. Like, what's up with that? You guys should hash it out, just to let you know, because I just spoke to him on that stream yesterday. That was my first time hearing about it.
Gonna go hash it out?
Check this out.
What does this have to do with Asa Akira is over? Chrissie Mayr, Brittany Venti, and Alex Stein discussed David Cho-led DVD ASA. What is that, Brittany? What does that have to do with the fucking reason you were brought here?
I'll answer for her. Nothing. And oh my God.
She's getting more annoying as this goes on.
This is terrible. I feel awful for Alex because he has done nothing but the proper response to this annoying question. And poor Chrissie's had her entire show taken.
Her show's been ruined.
Bullshit.
Yeah.
And this bullshit, like she's tried to give Brittany, her friend, some cues a couple times here too. Like, I don't know these people. This isn't what this is about. I'm left out.
I'll use the term show was ruined. I know some listeners and viewers go like, no, because this is so fucking great for you. But this isn't the show Chrissie wanted to do as an artist. She didn't want to do this. So it might be great for you. It ain't great for her. It ruined her show.
Are you and Elijah going to go hash it out?
Eliza had her opportunity to actually speak to me, and
she doesn't want to deal with you, and she doesn't want to deal with you.
That's what I was going to say.
But Eliza falsely accused me of like doing something very criminal.
Jesse has accused Alex of horrendous shit.
Really horrendous shit.
There is no self-awareness here on Brittany Venti.
And I was going to say this too. People don't always have to hash shit out. You know why? Because there is no hashing things out with some people.
What's wrong with just going, I hate that guy's fucking guts, and he's not a part of my life.
That guy needs me. That guy doesn't affect my real life, and I'm not going to associate with that person.
Right, we're not real life entities. It's all on the internet.
This is all, like, I'm at a point now in this episode too where I know we've gone really overtime and we haven't even checked in with our chat for a long time here. Like, I'm kind of tapping out to the point of like, she's not listening to
he's got
Chrissie
about
or
30
Alex,
seconds before he
where
leaves.
I'm about to get on with my weekend.
And wrong. Which was a lie.
Do you want to hash it out? And she doesn't want to hash it out. I'm just saying, there's people that
gave her a chance to actually.
You don't want to hash. There's just some people you don't hash it out with, and then you kept bringing up stuff. So I get it. You're so awesome, Britt. You're so badass. You're so cool. You know, you love to just bring up drama on the internet, and I get it. And I hope this gets clicks, and I hope this gets likes. I mean, like I said, I don't care about that. I want to actually create more content. But it's just I can tell your vibes. I'm all about high vibrational energy.
Really far into things.
Not really. I think you nailed it.
Well, I've read into it enough. I've read into it enough. Yeah, I know.
It's pretty
I see you eating your
skin
food.
deep,
I can tell you're
actually.
eating your food. Okay.
Thank you, Mark, for the super chat. Holy crap,
peace.
Mommy and Daddy are fighting. Alex is
there
gone.
goes Alex.
All right, we scared him off. Ramble Gamble, Alex is becoming
Poor
a joke.
Chrissie.
Oh.
And then she spent another
I just
hour
don't
with
think he was
Brittany after that.
Poor
prepared
Chrissie,
to talk
honestly.
about
Like, I know Chrissie cares a lot about Alex, and it is a really great thing for shows to have Alex on because he is a big dude in this world, and now he's just been run off of probably what would have been a great show by some bullshit.
Yeah.
And it's all for people that jerk themselves off to the drama. So I feel really bad for Chrissie in that situation.
Misdemeanor says Chrissie seems more annoyed with Alex and Brittany. That's not what I got out of that as well.
Not at all.
I don't think so.
Chrissie tried to steer out of that many times, and Chrissie even pointed out, like, I think Brittany's not picking up on Alex's vibes he's trying to throw her.